Alright, so this is actually the third video I've done today. I guess usually when I start filming videos, I just tend to film multiple ones at a time and then schedule the release on them. But a video, I guess I mentioned in a couple of my videos how switching over to trucking has been a pretty dramatic change when it comes to lifestyle and all that kind of stuff. So I figured I'd go ahead and talk about, I guess, kind of my daily routine before when I was selling cars versus now. Granted, right now, say hi, Nico. Granted, right now I'm sitting here watching YouTube on the TV, which is something I used to do when I was selling cars too, but I figured I'd just kind of go over the differences. So back when I was selling cars, as I'm sure you could tell from the thumbnail photo, I had to dress slightly differently, and I had to be clean shaven and all that fun stuff. The photo on the left is actually almost 1 year ago today. Well, not necessarily today, but it's about 1 year old. That's back when I was selling cars. I was back pretty close to the end of it. But I had to dress up in a suit and tie every day for work. My work day usually began around... It depended. It either began at 8 a.m. or it began at noon. And I'd either work 8 to 5 or I'd work 12 to close, which was usually 8 or 9 o'clock at night, depending on what time of the year it was. And if you had a customer or something like that, well, I had nights when I was there till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's not like my shifts are any shorter than nowadays. My shift begins usually whenever I feel like having it begin, unless I have a very specific appointment time. Then obviously it has to begin as early as 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, or some days it can begin at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. Usually I start around 6 or 7, and I'm usually try to be in a truck stop by about... Nico, your head is... You're gonna bite me, aren't you? Usually I try to be in a truck stop by about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, just because they tend to start filling up and I want to get the heck off the road anyways. I went from both of them. I really don't have a fixed schedule on my days off, which right now I'm doing this will be an over 48-hour break by the time I'm done, which is kind of nice. I wish the circumstances behind me taking this break were a little bit different, but I'll discuss that in the video right before this one, of the trailer having a pretty bad issue, and then I've got to buy new tarps and all that fun stuff. But working car sales, I worked Monday through Saturday. We were closed on Sundays, and on all major holidays. Well, not all major holidays. We close early on major holidays usually. Then like Christmas, Thanksgiving, stuff like that, we were closed for. Where now... Oh, Chris is sitting in the Nashville bus station right now. I guess he's getting ready to head out here for training. I'm getting notifications as I'm filming this. It's like, I don't know what time it is. It's like 10 o'clock at night right now. Can I get better light going on in here? Oh yeah, look at that. Y'all can actually see me now. I went from selling cars where I had a relatively fixed schedule. I knew what days I was going to be off. I knew holidays I was going to be off and all that kind of stuff too. Now out here in the truck, I was home for Christmas, I was home for Thanksgiving, I was home for the 4th of July. Prime would have liked me to have been out here on the road, continuing to work during those holidays. Granted, flatbed, we don't do a heck of a lot around the holiday season. It's not as much pressure on the flatbedders to be out here during Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff, because we're not delivering food aside from onions and stuff. But they're not really relying on us to deliver onions around that time of year. It's more the reefer side and the tanker side, since all we do is food grade tanker. They get a lot of pressure to stay out on the road during the holiday season. Prime will usually pay for like Thanksgiving. They'll reimburse them to go and get a Thanksgiving meal or something at a truck stop or at a restaurant or something like that up to a certain amount. And I think there's some other incentives for them to stay out on the road as well. Whereas in the car industry, yeah, we were off on the holidays. They said go home, enjoy time with your family, take the time off. But the day before the holiday and the day after the holiday were usually pretty hectic. You'd show up first thing in the morning and you'd usually be there really late at night, just trying to knock out car deals and trying to get everything taken care of, because those were the really busy times of the year. Oh, that's the same comment as before, just YouTube Studio that time. Yes, I mean, there's the big difference between the holidays. I mean, wearing a suit and tie to work every day. I sat behind a desk for the most part, making phone calls. I made videos then too, not YouTube videos, but I'd make videos if somebody, I did a lot of internet stuff, so if somebody put in a internet request on a car, I'd actually go out, find the car that they put in a request on. If it was a specific one or if it was just a general one, I'd go out and find 2 or 3 different variations of that car and show them the differences, send them a video, introduce myself, all that fun stuff. But I spent most of my time in an air-conditioned building, sitting behind a desk, very clean work, all that kind of stuff. And now I'm out here, obviously I don't have to wear a suit and tie, I don't have to stay clean shaven, obviously. I can actually try growing out the beard and all that kind of stuff. It's definitely not clean work. While I do spend a decent amount of time sitting in an air-conditioned truck, and I guess you could call the driver's seat my desk, and I guess I still do make videos, just a little bit different now. I'm putting them on YouTube now instead of sending them specifically to a person and showing off something very specific. I'm now doing the whole YouTube thing. And Nico, you're not helping here, buddy. Go. Scram. Getting in the way, buddy. You're gonna bite me for that later, I know it. Yeah, I mean, obviously doing... What the heck are you doing, cat? Obviously doing flatbed, I spend a lot of time very dirty, especially when I have to do tarping and stuff like that. When you have to tarp a load, I mean, I guess when I use my steel tarps the first few times, since I have to buy new steel tarps, they'll actually stay relatively clean because they won't be dirty. But usually you're going to come out with your arms completely black or dirt colored or whatever the heck color. You're going to be covered in sweat. It's definitely not clean work. I mean, this job is literally the polar opposite of what I used to do. I used to do suit and tie, stay clean, shaven, all that fun stuff. Sit inside most of the day, and most of my day was managing my relationships with people, very quickly getting folks to trust me, and then trying to negotiate a deal to get them to take home the second largest purchase you'll ever make. A home is the largest purchase you'll ever make. A car is the second largest purchase you'll ever make. Generally, I'm sure there's some really rich folks out there that'll say, no, I bought a private jet and that costs more than a car, or something like that. But I mean, there's always outliers, and if I was rich enough, yes, I would probably go and buy a private jet or something like that. But yeah, I mean, in general, home's the largest purchase you'll ever make. Cars are the second largest purchase you'll ever make. So my job went from sitting in an air-conditioned building trying to look very professional and get people to trust me because if you trust and like your car salesman, you're much more likely to spend more money with them, which means more money in that car salesperson's pocket because more profit. And we were paid off of profit. We didn't make profit, we didn't make much money. We'd get a mini commission, which was, depending on the dealerships I worked at, was anywhere from $50 to some minis were several $100s. But if you could make a actual profit on it, you could make $1,000+ on a car deal, with that plus being very large on some cars. Where now my job is, I have very little human interaction. The YouTube videos and responding to y'all's comments and stuff like that are some of the largest amounts of human interaction I have out here on the road, just because most of my day is spent sitting behind that steering wheel up there, driving down the road. I mean, I guess you could say yes, I do talk to folks on the CB occasionally, and when people in cars, or as we call them, four-wheelers, do something stupid and make it and put me in danger and themselves in danger and make me have to do evasive action to avoid them, I guess you could call the air horn and all the other kind of stuff interacting with other folks. But for the most part, it's just me out here on the road. I don't really have to, not that I don't want to, but I don't have to interact with people that much. I do kind of miss human interaction. I'm an introvert, but I didn't realize until I got out here how much I actually do need to interact with people. I'm not as much of a loner as I thought I was before I started doing this. That's something you'll learn. If you think you're a loner and don't need human interaction, come try driving a truck, and it'll show you very quickly whether or not you are truly a loner or whether you really do need to interact with people. But yeah, so pretty much no human interaction. I don't have to stay clean shaven. I don't have to dress in a suit and tie every day, and I definitely don't stay clean doing this. While most nights, yes, I do make it to a truck stop and take a shower, there have been a lot of nights where I got to a shipper, got loaded, and I didn't have enough time to make it to a truck stop, so I had to, got baby wipes and Clorox wipes up on that top shelf up there, and I've had nights where I've had to just get myself as clean as I can with them, and then climb in the bed and change the sheets the next day after I've managed to go and get a shower. I've got a few changes of sheets in here. Or sleep in the sleeping bag, because I still got a sleeping bag up on the top bunk from when I was in training. I keep forgetting to drop the sleeping bag at home. That's probably a good thing, because it's made it so I don't have to change the sheets quite as often when I have nights when I can't make it to a truck stop. I just sleep in the sleeping bag, since it's pretty old anyways. So yeah, I mean, polar opposite from human interaction to no human interaction, suit and tie, clean shaven, to t-shirt, blue jeans, see if whether or not I can grow a beard, which I'm not doing too bad. It's a neck beard, but hey, you know what? I don't mind it. And then very clean work to not clean work. Are there other differences? Yeah, but for the most part, those are the big differences. As usual, if y'all have any questions, comments, let me know. I do still hope to meet some of y'all out here on the road, and until next time, y'all be safe, enjoy, and I'll talk to you soon.